The next match we're up to is the US champion Dean Malenko taking on Jeff Jarrett. Jarrett, I mean, the only man from this generation still standing and probably, better, not even as good, but better than he was here 30 years ago. A matchup here between Malenko and Jarrett. Jarrett representing that famously soft Memphis style, which was not really about wrestling. It was about shouting at the crowd and, eventually having your trousers pulled down and being pinned and then wagging your finger at a referee. And then you've got Dean Malenko, who is basically, he doesn't have time for this shit. He does not want to be doing the Memphis wrestling. What he wants to be is he wants to be in Japan, or he wants to be in MMA, which hasn't quite caught fire yet and he's too old for. And he's sort of the perfect opponent for Jarrett in a way, because he stops Jeff Jarrett being able to just do all the dancing and walking and, art. He's like, I'm not going to be doing that, so you might as well wrestle a bit. And you do get Jarrett working much harder than he normally does. Jarrett can wrestle, and it was always good fun to sort of go, stop doing your boring, hokey mid-90s rubbish and actually start performing. And what you can see here, I think, on a bigger level, is Jarrett represents that mid-90s silliness of wrestling. And then you've got Malenko coming in and going, well, look, this is the way it's going now. Look at me in my black trunks. I don't smile. All I do is wrestle. And the crowd go banana for me. I mean, properly exciting sort of seismic shift.
Yeah.
Like all the matches in this show, they have a sort of run-in. So Mongo McMichael comes down to drag his wife, Deborah, who is managing Jeff Jarrett, back to the dressing room. And then Malenko gets these cloverleaf submission onto Jeff Jarrett. The woman is the power, Pete, in wrestling, isn't it?
The woman is the power.
You have the woman at the ring and you will do fine. But if someone comes down and sort of messes with the woman, removes her, shakes her, or gives her flowers, then...
Flowers are such a big, flowers are such a big thing in wrestling, getting someone.
Wrestling for years was very, very asexual. Flowers was as far as you could go. And if someone gave flowers, you'd be like, oh my God, I have never seen anything so saucy in my life. If the woman is interfered with, the man will lose. And Jeff Jarrett, all his power is robbed when the woman is messed about with. They were proper real life married couple. Were Steve McMichael and Deborah. They got married when he was in the NFL, but the two of them did divorce in 1998, which slightly suggests at this point, early 97. I imagine they weren't having a great time together. I should imagine it was a bit rocky. Always about the ladies. I think this was the year that Dean Malenko was voted the number one wrestler in the PWI Top 500.
Right, okay.
At the time, people were like, he is the best wrestler of all time. And you do slightly forget that when you watch this. He's got a look of a sort of quite... If you had a severe deputy head appear on the news and talk about trying to bring back the Birch, he's got that kind of vibe.
Yes.
But Pete, I mean, who cares about that? Who cares about anything?
Who cares about anything?
Because match number 6 is a death match between Meng and the crippler Chris Benoit.
I mean, it does not get more brutal and heavy and violent than these two fuckers some of Benoit's suplex work on Meng here is just some of the best I've seen in wrestling. I just think they're so good.
It's also, I think, because Meng he's not built like other wrestlers.
No.
He's like a sort of sack full of oats, and when they chuck him, he just sort of bongs on the floor. There's no sense of him going, I'll sell this move. He just lands and just goes, it is what it is. Right at the start, he's like to Jimmy Hart, you don't want a part of this. You don't want a part of this. No. And as that was happening, I was like, yeah, just pure Meng. just uncut Meng.
And as
he comes down, he's slapping his face, and it doesn't move. It's like someone just like slapping a rock.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, how is his face hard? A hard face. Oh, I mean, brilliant fun. Brilliant fun. Exactly what you want to see. Meng just beating a man up, and if that man, you don't necessarily feel warm-hearted towards, so much the better. And what a great... I mean, I don't think I've ever seen Meng win a match before.
No, it's good. Very good point, actually. One of the few... And I think knowing what I know about Meng is his fingers in the throat move that he likes doing. You just know those little pincers have been in so many men's mouths to do damage. So it's actually, it's not a Mr. Soccer. It's not a mandible claw. It's a very much he could potentially kill Chris Benoit.
It's called the Tongan death grip, which does make it sound like a wrestling move. But everything about it screams he's been taught this from some kind of those books you used to get in the 70s that would be like the black art of death.
Yeah.
And they would be about defending yourself. But all the defense would be, if the person's on the floor, you can then pull their head off, sort of thing. And that thing of just going, put your hand around their throat and just begin squeezing. No wrestler's gone, that's a good move. It looks spectacular, right? It's really no, it's just a nasty move that you go, oh, that's like a death move. That's just a death move. And of course, Meng is like, I'll bring it into the cartoon world of wrestling. Boss, I killed someone else. Well, you're Meng.
You're Meng. That's what you do, mate. Come on, Meng.
Get on with you.
Feed the Meng, and Meng will score. Feed the Meng.
Oh. It's thrilling that in the middle of 97, as the NWO come big, the second biggest thing for me going on is they go, let's start having Meng win matches. And I'm there for it all day long. There was one point where Benoit does a tope suicida, a suicide dive. And the commentators, they do shout, suicide dive. And obviously, with what happens, you can't go out and edit out every single thing. Yeah. But you would think, considering we watched the Barely Legal pay-per-view, and they did edit out the line where Joey Styles thanked Dave Meltzer for helping him with the background of the Japanese wrestlers. You'd think they might go...
just dip the mic.
There's Benoit and the word suicide. Just take it out,
And you think nowadays, it's not as if there's not tools to locate words in recordings. You can do that now.
Watch the Benoit matches. Watch the Benoit.
Get
an intern,
How many did he do? Just get an intern to just watch every single last one.
Yeah. So, I should imagine there is a thing where you would get a court case against you because you'd be like, they made me watch every single one of these matches by a renowned and well-known murderer of women. And you'd be like, oh, yeah, that does look bad, actually, in retrospect. But it's just a good clobbering. There's a great pile driver by Meng as well. Really straight and absolutely sort of textbook, which you don't think about Meng sort of going, do you want to see that move done as good as it can be? Well, Meng, there's a pile driver there that you just go, oh, absolutely wonderful. And he batters Benoit throughout, and then he pins him clean. It was a great day for all MENG-A-MANIACs. There is a cameo as well here. This show and WCW at the time, they were very much obsessed during this period. WWF as well begin doing it, where they are obsessed with people just walking down to the ring, having a look, and then just walking away again. And every single time, the commentators have to shout, what are they doing here? What do they want? And
it is still unclear somehow.
Totally. And Miss Jacqueline comes down. I think they're trying to build something between her and Woman. And they do a strange thing where Miss Jackie is just standing there looking at the ring, and Woman begins looking into the camera disapprovingly. And I was looking at it going, she should be doing this to Miss Jacqueline.
Yeah, this sightline's all wrong.
It was
wrong,
really
guys.
bad.
Right, yeah.
And she's just going down the camera. And I was like, no, you're looking away from her to tell me what you want to say to her. I can't be a conduit. I'm a future man. Apart from that, I cannot recommend this match enough. Just a great day in Mengstery. A great day.
And it finishes with a little advert for the Great American Bash. And DDP at this time is at his worst.
Isn't he?
He says, this ain't no picnic, monkey boy. This is the bash. It's just like, what?
The other thing is, it is a picnic, right? They are literally having a picnic outside at the time. But that monkey boy thing.
Monkey boy.
It's like he is. We know that DDP was a bit old coming into this. And it's a little bit like he's read a copy of Details on the plane flight, and they've got an article about, I don't know, Mike Judge. And he's seen the phrase monkey boy, and he's like, I just put it in there. This ain't no picnic, monkey boy. Again, you don't need... I'm on your side, mate.
I'm trying to help. We're trying to help you, DDP. But at every...
buy this show.
Meet me halfway, for crying out loud. Yeah, he's
buy this show, you jizzheads. What? What's he doing? Pete, it's the NFL clash between Reggie White and Steve Mongo McMichael.
Did you have to talk about this? I was so underwhelmed by this.
It's not good, is it?
It's poor, man.
This is context for us, isn't it? This is context because these are two NFL greats, and that, to you and I, unfortunately, is a total blind spot.
Yeah. Not a clue.
It'd be like for Americans if it was, I don't know, Kevin Keegan versus Ian Rush or whatever. It would just be a thing that you found. I mean, that would be good.
That would be good. Kevin Keegan would somehow break all of his legs somehow.
Ian Rush, just a terrier as well. Just constantly like savaging him like one of the Samoan dynasty. Absolutely exciting. I did have a quick look. So Reggie White was at this point a star player in the Green Bay Packers. And in January of this year, so only a few months beforehand, they'd won the Super Bowl. And White had done a last-minute game-ending sack to help them win. So they've basically got the most famous member of the Super Bowl winning team that year.
Right.
That is a great
That's
booking.
A big get.
I mean, that is a great booking. Kind of been cheap. He was paid $17 million for a 4-year contract with the Packers. So I imagine you were looking at multiples of millions for him taking part in this. You give him Steve Mongo McMichael. Now, McMichael has only been wrestling for a year, and it seems like a really dangerous decision to give basically a rookie, an untrained guy, and much, much too long of a match. And what you're hoping is that McMichael will suddenly become better than he has been in any other match that he's had in the last year where he's looked terrible. And as it turns out, he does an all right job.
Yeah.
It's all right, you know.
Fine, but it's still 15 minutes too long. If that was just 1 minute, I'd be like,
so
you've done everything that you can do. Let's get out.
Yeah. I suppose it is just a case of going, if you have spent, a 7-figure sum, you would sort of go, I booked it to be 3 minutes 20. You'd be like, no.
You get back here. You get back here.
I do like McMichael, where you sort of go, actually, he loved wrestling a great, great deal. And anyone who loves wrestling, you know what? They're pretty much okay in my book. Obviously, there's going to be plenty of people like wrestling who are wicked.
Have you got Kent Johnson, the strength coach? He's there for some reason.
Yes.
He's the strength, he's the strength coach, isn't he?
A great bit as well where the commentators, they just haven't listened to a single thing they've been told in the pre-show briefing. They haven't read their notes. And a guy just comes out and they just go, it's one of Reggie White's teammates. And no one has been told who it is.
Nobody knows who he is, yeah.
The gap between them saying teammates and saying, it's Gilbert Brown, is exactly the same length of time it takes someone in your ear to say, it's Gilbert Brown.
Gilbert Brown.
Proper magic.
There's a rumble coming. Somebody is walking out. Yeah, and I know who this is, too, right here. This is one of Reggie White's teammates. Oh, pick him up! He's dropped the briefcase. He's taking him back. We understand that's Gilbert Brown. Yeah, big nose tackle, number 93. How about it? Helping 92. Gilbert Brown has arrived. Big Gilbert taking care of business right here.
They also forget about him. They forget that Gilbert Brown is there, the commentators, because they weren't expecting him to come out in the first place. And right at the end of the match, he stops Mongo using a briefcase on White, and Dusty shouts, "Who's he? Oh, yeah, Gilbert."
Yes, it's good. Quite a lot of times during this pay-per-view, like Dusty asks for clarification on who people are, which is funny.
Yeah. He also, when Meng is out, Dusty says Ming, and he's got that sort of umanga thing there where I think he thinks he's called Ming, like Ming Vase.